Okay, welcome back to the channel, and I brought another new toy. So I brought a laser so we can level out this floor, and I'll show you exactly what we got now. So this is the laser that we got. It's a Huepar PO3CG crossline laser level. It's a green laser, which apparently makes it easier to see. It comes in its own little box, which is really quite neat and tidy, and just helps keep everything together, and for me at least stops me losing bits. So in the box we've got the laser unit itself. So there's an on-off switch on the side, and you can lock the laser if you want to do, I think it's for doing gradients and bits and pieces. You need to look into it a bit more. So it's got the one horizontal, two vertical lines. The battery is separate. Mounts on the bottom for standard camera mounts, or use tripod and bits and pieces, so that's all really handy. That's the laser. The battery, so the battery is supposed to last 10 hours when it's fully charged, even with all three lasers on. So there's a charging port here, so I'm assuming that you can charge the battery when it's in use, but you can also charge the battery off, which I'm assuming you should be able to get spare batteries if you need that, but realistically for 10 hours most people it will be more than long enough. So there's a 2.6 amp hour battery, a bit like any sort of power tool basically, and yeah, that's basically it comes on. There is a remote, so this is the remote, so you can turn it on and off remotely. I believe this has a Bluetooth function, although I'm not quite sure why or how that's going to be useful, but I'm assuming you can control it from your phone. But this will definitely come in handy for switching it on and off. So it comes with the charger. It's a USB-C, the newer style USB charger, and a little plug adapter, so that's for charging the battery. So it has this little plastic laser target, which is supposed to help it, or help you see the laser itself, the green. It has this metal bracket, which I'm assuming you can attach to the wall or do something, and you can attach this adjustable mount to. So this mount is magnetic, I think. Yeah, so that's quite a strong magnet as well. Yeah, it's a very strong magnet. So that would be really handy because you'd be able to just put it onto a magnetic surface. And then this has basically like a micro adjustment. So you can lock it so it doesn't move, but then you can move it up and down just gradually to get exactly where you need it. And again, move it backwards and forwards to get it exactly where you need this to go, which is really, really handy. Again, it's got the mounts for the tripod, for standard camera mounts on the back of it. It's also got a hook up there, so in theory you could just put a screw on the wall and hook it on the wall. It's really, really quite a handy mount, that one. I also bought the line receiver. Now this is an electric line receiver, so it increases the range of the laser. So if you're using just the line of the laser itself, it's accurate to 130 feet, or visible to 130 feet. But with the pickup, it actually increases it to 200 feet, which is obviously really handy. So again, the one I bought is this LR-5RG. Again, it comes with its own little mount. And I'm not really sure how to use this yet, but I'm assuming it's fairly straightforward. The laser sits in there, and that must screw on to something. And then this is the actual receiver itself. It's got a plastic covering on it. So again, it just increases the range of the actual laser and makes life a lot easier to use it. So I need to get all this set up, get the batteries in this, which it comes with. And we'll show you how we get on with it. Okay, so put the laser on this steel beam in the middle of the garage, and that's basically shone a light all the way around. Now, in this corner, obviously it's very, very easy to see because it's quite a dark corner and it just makes it very easy to see the line. But over in this corner, say hello, Paige.
Hello.
So over in this corner, you cannot see it as easily, but it is actually there. So if I show you, I'm stood in the way of it now, but you can see that bit there, you can see, but actually when you look across, you can see it on the steel. It's not showing up on the camera very well, but it is there. So what this will do is basically give a reference for the garage and make life a lot easier when it comes to doing this floor, because I can measure down off a reference point at anywhere in the garage. So what I'll do now is I'll just go around and check how far out this wall is that I put in and see how level we got it. So this is the back wall and this is the original block wall that was already here when we got here. So if we put the laser on and measure this, we're right at 82 centimeters there. You can see that, just over 32 inches. 82 centimeters. Yeah, you're in the way of the laser. Right at 82 centimeters. So we'll check the other side of the wall, or the other end of the wall. So again, because the digger's in the way, but it doesn't matter really because it's all one continuous line. Where the digger's in the way, it just carries on the other side of it. We'll measure this bit here. And that's actually 10 mil out already from there. So that's the end of the original wall, and that's at 83.3, give or take. And then this is the first of my blocks, and that's 83.6, which is 3 mil out, not the end of the world. And then come over here, we go on this one. Oh, I'm in the way. So when we come over to this point, we are at, that's actually gone up now, 84.2, 84.1. On the end of this one, 84.1. Over here. You're right in the way of the laser. You not see the laser going?
I can't see the laser now.
No. Right, so over here, 84.1. I'll see if we can pick it up over here as well. I know it's roughly there. I think I'm in the way now. Yeah, there it is. So here we're at 84.1 as well. So actually, this wall is really level, apart from the very first block or the first couple of blocks. So I've gone up probably about 8 mil from there. But overall this is really level, so I'm really happy with that. That's worked out really well. So the other thing we can see is actually on the vertical. So the other advantage is that you can check the verticals as well. So you can see that this is actually on the edge of this steel here, and it's actually on a couple of millimeters there. But by the time you get to the top, it is actually out by probably about 5 mil at the top there, which isn't too bad considering the age of the building. That's actually not too bad at all. But that'll give us reference for everything. It'll help when we're setting up the doors for the doorway. I know that that steel is leaning backwards because the wall is actually leaning backwards. That one isn't 100% either, but we will be able to get the doors 100% because we can adjust that on the hinges and we can use the laser to do that. So this will be an absolute godsend. Again, when it comes to doing this, it just means that we can measure off that laser line down and get this floor as level as possible. So the controls we have on the side of the laser are, there's 3 laser beams there, and you can turn them off individually. So you've got none, or 1 or 2 or 3, whichever one you need basically. So you haven't got to have them all going at the same time. And this is really handy, obviously, if it's in your eyesight, which is you don't always want. You can turn them off. The other thing is this lock on the side here, that will lock the beam. Rather than being self-leveling, it'll lock it in position. The advantage of that is you can do gradients. So if I tilt this now and then show you the ball, you can see that the line now is actually at a gradient on the wall. So it goes a lot lower that end, a lot higher that end. So that's really helpful for grading like large areas. Basically, you can get a nice angle on it if you need runoff for water or anything like that. It's a really handy feature. But if you take it back off and put it on self-leveling, the beeping is saying that it's too far out of level for it to self-level. So just adjust it slightly and then it self-levels again. So this bracket, this adjustable bracket, will adjust in all sorts of ways. So you can basically dial it in, up and down, which is really handy. Just slightly move it, which is really, really handy. It also goes in and out, goes left to right, and you can even twist it slightly. So that way you can get your laser beam pretty much exactly where you need it. So I'm really, really impressed with this. Really, really, really. So I'm really impressed with this. It'll be a really handy bit of kit to do this floor, and we can just use it. We'll set it up and we use it as a reference, and we can dig down and get the floor to within a couple of centimeters, I would think, even with the whole area. It's quite a big area. This garage is something like 7 or 8 meters by 9, so it's quite a big floor area, and it's very uneven. But what we can do now is measure just how far out this garage is from that corner to that corner. Okay, so the other button on the side of the laser is for the laser finder. So if I show you the laser finder first, this is just, it's obviously got different buttons on this as well. So it's an on and off button. This one is for accuracy of the line. So it gives you a broad accuracy, or medium it says, and then a fine. So that's obviously more, a finer tolerance on that one. This one is just the volume of the beep. And then it's backlit as well for when you're using it out night, I suppose. So don't need that, but it's actually on at the moment. It's on the fine. If I show that, you can actually see the line on it quite clearly, but it's not picking it up. It does say to use this sort of 5 meters away, but it does work up close, but it won't work in that mode. So that's what this button is for. If you press that button, and it actually pulses this rather than gives it a single line, it just gives it a quick pulse. You can't physically see it, but obviously it makes a difference to this because it will pick it up then. So as you get closer, the beeps get closer together until it's just a continuous beep, and then you know you're in the right place. The real advantage of this, again, you can do this over 200 feet, which is really handy for doing the driveways or setting up a house or bits and pieces. You can set out a massive area with this. Again, you can use the gradient feature, so you could tilt this, you could lock it and use it to grade out a driveway or a field or anything really into a certain level. But also where it's really difficult, if it's strong sunlight, you can use this to pick up the line that you wouldn't necessarily be able to see by your eye. So again, really, really helpful feature. We've set the laser up in the middle of the garage, and we're just going to measure out roughly where the floor is and how far out it is. So this corner has about 3 inches of hardcore in it, and obviously it goes to nothing over there. So at the moment we are at, give or take, let me start exact, so 122 or 4 foot, give or take. So we know roughly that this level of 4 foot. So if we go over to the other corner of the garage, We're now at 1 meter and 1 meter 4 centimeters, 4.5 centimeters, nearly 1 meter 5 centimeters. So the 4 foot mark is up there, so you know, you're talking 7 inches difference just between those two corners, and that's without any hardcore. This is literally, there is dirt and stuff down here, but this needs digging out. So yeah, we're already need a fair amount digging out of there, but that's, call it 1 meter and 5 centimeters. And then this far corner over here, we're now at 91.5 centimeters, or 3 foot. There's a whole foot difference between this corner, and that's already got 3 inches of hardcore in it. So this has to go down by just over a foot just to get it level with that. There's a massive amount needs digging out here. Okay, so thanks to the laser, we now know how far up this floor is, and it is massively out. That side is basically a foot higher even now, even though we've already put some hardcore in this corner, that's already a foot higher. So this all needs digging out. This is fairly level across this back wall, and then it dips down into that corner, but it's not that much. So all this side needs digging out. This side of the garage will see more traffic than that side. This is going to be just storage, cars rolling in now, maybe once or twice a year. It's really not going to see much traffic, but that doesn't really need as much hardcore. We will dig it out to match this anyway, just so it's all right. But the next thing now will be to get all this graded, all leveled out, so we can put the flooring in. Now, if you have been enjoying these videos, please remember to hit the like and subscribe button. It's really helping the channel out. And I will see you again shortly on the next video.
Oh! We need to do an intro. What are we doing? We're showing off the beat?
Eh?
So are we going to show off the beat?
Let's do that for the mic. Right.
Yeah, show off the beat.
So.
Okay. The first minute of this is just going to be us messing around. Right, come in. Right.
Okay, so the laser receiver, the mount just clips on the back, and then, shut up. So the laser receiver mounts onto the back. No. Right. So the mount.